One of the things that we did not talk about was how fast the UFC put Urijah Faber in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. Yeah, well, and he deserves his due. I thought that was really cool because I don't think that it always has to be something where a guy gets it late into his life. And that is typically how all Hall of Fames work. You know, baseball, basketball, football, there is almost like an age before you become eligible. And I don't think that it has to be like a piece of art at all times. It becomes more valuable with time in these memories. I mean, Urijah Faber was the face, the absolute driving force of the WEC. He is every bit as responsible for the lightweights getting the due they have that Ronda Rousey is for the women getting the due they have. He fought in more main events and more damn title fights than I could count. I literally don't know how many. It was that many, particularly when you consider in the WEC days. And he did it over multiple weight classes, 55, 35, 45. He absolutely belongs in there. And I said, why wait? Why not just throw him in now? I thought it was a cool thing that they're putting him right away. Because let him enjoy it. Let him go spend 15 years of his life enjoying the fact that he was a Hall of Famer and he's recognized for his body of work. Why make him wait for that?
I agree 100%.
Pretty cool.
Bellator's got a huge show this weekend.
Huge show.
UFC's got a huge show this weekend. 2 fights that interest me.
Okay.
Straus versus Pitbull.
What do you want from me here? Prediction? Prediction or analysis?
Either one.
Well, okay, Straus versus Pitbull is very interesting. I think that Straus, you want to talk about, who the best in the world, and the most underrated guy in the world right now is Straus. From just the industry as a whole. The guy's the champion. He can do it all, and he's dog tough on top of it. He's really, really good, but he is dog tough. I've seen that guy get hit so hard. I mean, I'm talking hits that put you down and keep you down.
That pace.
He walks right through it.
That pace he puts on people is amazing.
Yeah.
He goes as hard as anybody does in the sport.
And then you got Pitbull that has one of the most accurate nicknames in the business because he's just mean. His brother's mean. I mean, they come out and they're looking to hurt you, and they can also keep that pace. That's an interesting fight, but I will tell you, I really think that Straus is something special. And until somebody beats him, I got to go Straus. If you're asking me for a prediction, I'm not calling this fight, so I don't have to be biased. And I'm telling you, he's special, man, and he's not getting his due. And I don't know what it's going to take, but he's over with me. I
like that fight. I think Straus is going to win that fight. And then we got Jakey Baby against Mike Perry.
Hey, I like that fight too. That's a real feature bout. If you were to talk to the hardcore fans and the fight that they're looking forward to, that's the one that I felt is getting the buzz. So I'll speak on that one. I think that it's Ellenberger. Ellenberger is definitely a better fighter. Perry is a bit of a wild card because of that power. I mean, Perry he's a special talent. The problem with Jake, and a lot of this does come not as an analysis, but from knowing him personally, being his teammate and his friend and just knowing him. You go look at his career. When he is painted into a corner, he comes out like a wounded animal, and he will do anything to survive. And it's just not a good time to be standing across from Jake Ellenberger.
I was leaning towards Jake to begin with. He's a friend of the show's. Mike Perry posted that, his weight was down to 177 pounds. And you know how I am with weight. I'm like, man, that's too low. If you're 177 fight week, you're going to be 177 when you step in that cage, and Jake's going to be 190 pounds.
Yeah, I do. I will tell you, it almost drives me crazy how much you love that weight. I remember when Randy weighed in against Tito. I apologize. It was Randy weighed in against Chuck Liddell.
At 202.
At 202. Was that part 3 even? He was 202 on the scale, and I remember how, God, you were mad, and he had shorts on. He was even wearing his fight shorts, his underwear, and he was still 202. You were, fit to be tied that he cut 3 extra pounds, or based on what those shorts weigh, more than he had to. You were so mad. It's like, Joel, we got to let it go, man. Randy may wait, the fight's tomorrow. What's one got to do with the other?
I'm still mad.
Oh, you're twisted about it.
I'm still mad.
But you may know something. If there's anybody whose opinion you don't want on a fight, it's mine. I'm the worst picker that I know. And I don't take intangible. Like you say that, and I roll my eyes and go, what a stupid thing to think about. But I'm a terrible picker. So maybe that is something I need to take into account. I don't think the fact that he's only 6 pounds over his weight has one thing to do with the other, but that doesn't make me right.
Yeah, I tell you, my opinion is no matter what, how easy the weight cut is, you need to feel. You need to be pained. You need to go through the grind of making weight. And because you're the one that has to battle. You have to fight alone. Nobody's going to fight for you. It's you against some other cat in a cage. And that weight cut is what allows you to get a chip on your shoulder, to be pained, out of comfort, mad is a good one too. If Perry's going to jump on the bike for an hour and go in the sauna and make weight, in an hour and 10 minutes, and Jake's going to, Jake doesn't diet. Jake actually, whatever his eating plan is, he stays on it throughout the year. He doesn't diet. So Jake's going to have to cut a bunch of weight. So Jake, with his back against the wall, madder than hell, pulling 17 pounds, and then getting that 17 pounds back, I think it's going to play a difference.
Yeah, well, let's see. I mean, it's an intangible that I really don't put very much consideration into, but you do, and I think you've called as many right as I have, or maybe I should say as many wrongs. I think collectively, I don't know if you and I are the ones to listen to, but hey, I'll tell you this. I'm on a hunger strike. Did I tell you about my hunger strike?
No, tell me more.
Yeah, this is why I was so hungry when you picked me up. So Miss Brittany made a spread last night. 2 different, but there was wings. She made wings, but there was more wings than the eye could count. I don't know why she made 100 wings, 2 different flavored wings, and then we had some barbecue ribs that Terry Jones sent to us from Texas, from this place called Salt Lick, which I would argue is amongst the best barbecue places in the country. So he overnighted us in a...
Is there a town called Salt Lick?
No, that's what the restaurant's called. The barbecue place in Texas is called Salt Lick. It's a famous place, actually, and people in Texas will know right away what it is. But the point is, he sent me 2 different kinds of ribs. So she's got a spread out of 2 different ribs, beef ribs and pork ribs, and then 2 different trays, absolute trays of 2 different flavored hot wings. She did not have blue cheese. So I did not eat the hot wings. And she told me, you know where the store is. To which then I realized I was being a bit of a dick, but now I was in this too late. So to spite her, I sat at the table and did not eat anything.
Is that like when Pat stuck on 12 or 11?
Yeah, what did he have? I think he had 2 aces even. No, he had 11. You're exactly right. He had 11.
He had $500 out. He had 11. He told Miss Claude to give him a nickel, and she won it, so he stood.
Yeah, so he stood. That's my dad, yeah. Yeah, we were in Reno. We were in Reno for a wrestling tournament.
So what happened to the wings?
I want to tell the story of my dad. My dad, I think you already told it, but he had an 11. 1 card's down, aces up.
Was Otto Olsen's dead at the tournament?
Whatever the hell is up. But the bottom line is he had 11. And he wanted to double down. Asked my mom to hand him $500. She wouldn't do it. So he stood. To spite her, he stood. The dealer hit, an 18 or 19, turns my dad's cards over and even gave him a look. My dad thought he came out ahead of that one. And as I did by sitting at the table last night and not eating my favorite foods. I thought right. And now what happens? I'm hungry.
Oh, man. Talk about stubborn. That's funny. Yeah. Now, had you been, we're even on the favors.
Who did you take in the Straus Pitbull fight, by the way?
I took Straus.
You did. You officially said that?
Yeah.
So you got Straus and Ellenberger. So we're on the same page. We both have Straus and Ellenberger.
Yep.
All right. So we have equal chance of turning our fate around, making the listeners think that we're good analysts over here. The bad news, we get a lot of them right. We get a lot of them wrong. But we pick every damn fight.
We pick every fight.
We pick every fight. That's exactly right. I don't actually know if we could be 70 or 80% right. But guys in our position.
My bet DSI count is up, so I'm winning.
Yeah, guys at our position are believe that, we've got this insider information. And for a large part, that is true. We do have knowledge. We know who's banged up, who's hurt, who's feeling good, what the motivation is. We largely do know that. So we probably shouldn't be getting 20% wrong. We should probably be even more right than that.